General Hospital spoilers tease that Sonny may finally be walking into the kind of war that changes everything, and honestly, guys, I think most people are still underestimating just how dangerous Sidwell really is. A lot of viewers keep treating him like another temporary villain, with money, guards, and a few dirty tricks. But, if you ask me, this story stopped being about simple revenge the moment those ships started arriving at Spoon Island one after another. That detail matters. Because criminals hide drugs, they hide weapons. But massive shipping operations, repeated deliveries, secret materials, that points to something bigger. Something organized. Something long-term. And the second Sonny realized Sidwell and Cullum were secretly connected to cold fusion research, the entire situation changed in my eyes. Now suddenly Dalton's murder feels less random. Suddenly, the frame-up against Sonny and Laura feels strategic. Suddenly, Britt and Rocco being in danger starts making terrifying sense. And here's the part I can't stop thinking about. What if Sidwell already planned several moves ahead before Sonny even realized the game had started? That's why Ethan getting captured could become the moment this whole storyline explodes. Because Sonny made one emotional mistake, a very human one. He trusted speed over caution. See, I actually understand why Sonny pushed Ethan into infiltrating Windermere. On paper, it made sense. Ethan is smart, resourceful, quick under pressure, and Sonny desperately needed evidence before PCPD complicated everything further. If Ethan could find proof tying Sidwell and Cullum to the cold fusion operation, then the photos framing Sonny and Laura wouldn't even matter anymore. The entire narrative would flip overnight. Instead of Sonny looking guilty, Sidwell becomes exposed as the mastermind behind Dalton's death, illegal shipments, and the dangerous experimental project happening behind closed doors. Simple plan. Except nothing on General Hospital ever stays simple. And the second Ethan stopped responding, I think Sonny already knew the truth deep down. You could almost picture that moment, couldn't you? Sonny staring at the silent phone. No updates. No coded message. Nothing. That kind of silence in Port Charles usually means disaster, especially at Windermere. Honestly, this is where the story becomes much more emotional than people realize. Because this is not just Sonny protecting an employee or an ally. This is Sonny reacting like a man who cannot survive another loss. Jason is gone. That absence still hangs over Sonny, whether he admits it or not. And I think Ethan quietly became one of the few people Sonny trusted enough to rely on during chaos. Losing Ethan now would feel like losing another piece of stability Sonny desperately needs. That changes how Sonny operates. A calm Sonny is dangerous. A grieving Sonny is reckless. And a desperate Sonny, that version scares even me as a viewer. You can already feel him shifting into survival mode. No waiting. No negotiations. No legal solutions. Sonny probably realizes there's only one option left. Go into Windermere himself and pull Ethan out before Sidwell makes him disappear permanently. That's where Brick comes in. And honestly, I love this pairing for this storyline because Brick balances Sonny in ways most characters cannot. He thinks tactically while Sonny thinks emotionally. He notices traps. He calculates exits. He sees the angles Sonny sometimes ignores when emotions take over. Without Brick, this rescue mission probably becomes a suicide mission. With Brick, now it becomes a calculated war operation. Still dangerous. Very dangerous. But possible. And let's talk about Windermere itself for a second, because I think the setting matters more than viewers realize. That place has always carried this haunted energy around it. Secrets live there. Prisoners disappear there. Truth gets buried there. So when Ethan gets captured inside Windermere, the building itself almost becomes part of the threat. That's why I think Sonny walking back into Windermere will feel less like a rescue and more like entering enemy territory behind the final boss door. And here's where the tension becomes really interesting. What exactly are Sidwell and Cullum hiding inside that place besides Ethan? Because I do not believe Ethan is the only prisoner. Not even close. The clues are everywhere now. The increased shipping activity, the secrecy, the guarded operations, the paranoia. These aren't the actions of men running one small illegal project. These are men protecting something massive, possibly unstable too. And if the Cold Fusion project is truly operational, then the stakes become larger than just Port Charles drama. We may be talking about dangerous technology, illegal experimentation, or even catastrophic consequences if something goes wrong. That's why Sidwell has become so ruthless lately. People kill differently when billions of dollars in power are involved. But then comes the twist I think could absolutely send fans into meltdown territory. Jocelyn. Guys, imagine Sonny and Brick breaking deeper into Windermere, expecting only to find Ethan, and instead discovering Jocelyn locked away to... That changes the entire emotional weight of the rescue. Because now Sonny isn't just saving an ally. He's saving family. And if you've watched Sonny long enough, you already know what happens when family becomes involved. The rules disappear. The restraint disappears. The mercy disappears too. Honestly, I can already picture the scene in my head. Rick trying to keep Sonny focused while Sonny sees Jocelyn injured, terrified, or restrained somewhere inside that compound. That kind of moment could push Sonny beyond calculation completely. And what scares me most, Sidwell may actually want that. Think about it carefully. Sidwell framing Sonny and Laura wasn't only about revenge. It was pressure, psychological warfare. He keeps forcing Sonny into emotionally reactive situations because emotional people make mistakes. That's why Ethan's capture feels almost intentional now, like bait. Like Sidwell knew Sonny would come personally. And if that's true, then Windermere could already be rigged for confrontation before Sonny even arrives. But here's why I still think Sonny and Brick succeed. Experience. That's the difference. Sidwell may be powerful, but Sonny and Brick understand survival at another level. They've dealt with setups, betrayals, ambushes, and armed compounds for years. They know how dangerous overconfidence can be. Sidwell might control Windermere, but Sonny understands people. He understands fear. He understands how guards think under pressure. That knowledge matters in rescue situations. I also think viewers overlook how observant Sonny has become lately. He noticed the ships. He connected the deliveries. He identified the pattern around Spoon Island before almost anyone else did. That tells me Sonny is playing smarter than people give him credit for. He's angry, yes, but he's paying attention. And that combination is lethal. Still, I don't think this rescue comes without consequences. No chance. Somebody probably gets hurt. Maybe Ethan is already injured by the time Sonny reaches him. Maybe Jocelyn is traumatized after being held captive. Maybe Brick takes a hit protecting Sonny during the escape. The show needs emotional fallout after this kind of mission, or else the danger won't feel real. And honestly, I think the emotional aftermath could become even more powerful than the rescue itself, because What happens after Sonny realizes how close he came to losing Ethan too? What happens if Jocelyn reveals something horrifying she overheard inside Windermere? What happens if evidence from the Cold Fusion Project exposes corruption reaching far beyond Sidwell and Cullum? Those questions are where the story gets truly dangerous. Because once secrets start spilling out, nobody stays protected forever. Not Laura. Not Sonny. Not even the PCPD. And one more thing keeps bothering me. If Sidwell and Cullum were confident enough to imprison Ethan and possibly Jocelyn inside Windermere, then they probably believe they're untouchable. Villains become sloppiest right before collapse. That arrogance creates openings. Openings Sonny can exploit. So while this rescue mission may begin as an attempt to save Ethan, I actually think it becomes the turning point that destroys Sidwell's entire empire from the inside out. The evidence, the prisoners, the shipping operation, the Cold Fusion Project, it all starts connecting now. And if you ask me, General Hospital is setting up one of Sonny's most dangerous victories in years, not because he wins cleanly, but because this time he may walk away realizing how close he came to losing absolutely everything.